Desk.
Well, it's that time once again where we bring to you happenings in the ever exciting world of sport from West London, where indeed Madrid announced himself in the London derby last night. We shall be taking a look at happenings as far as sports is concerned on the program christened Sports Desk. And you know on the show, there is nothing called lesser sports. We're guaranteeing you today that definitely we will look beyond football. But then, the star game is the UEFA Champions League, the biggest, glamorous football club competition in the world. Coming up on the show today, Madrid announces herself in London derby, scores first goal for Chelsea. Liverpool make official request to receive recording between officials from weekend defeats to Tottenham. Yes, it's the Champions League night. English clubs, Manchester United, Arsenal in action. We shall be taking a look at this also on the show.
TVC Sports Desk.
Oh, let's go straight to the business of the day and taking a look at the glamorous UEFA Champions League, where indeed we take a look at fixtures of games to be played later today. It promises to be huge. Two English clubs will be in action, and I've been joined by my colleague in the studio, Ikechukwu Obieno. It's nice to have you on the show.
Absolutely, Mian.
Well,
It's nice to be here as well.
let's take a look at today's fixtures, and you have two English sides battling it out today, and for the tie between Manchester United and Galatasaray Football Club, it's been the talk of Wilfred Zaha, the last player that was signed by Manchester United, the former Manchester United manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. Fixtures on your screen.
All right, well, you do know, of course, Wilfred Zaha was a Manchester United player who was signed by the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson. But unfortunately, it didn't go all too well for Zaha, at Manchester United. And he was a young man who was hungry and looking forward to fulfilling his potentialities at Manchester United. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And he has been talking, of course, before this game, he was saying that, well, he holds nothing against Manchester United, just that things didn't work out enough for him, at United. But, of course, he's looking forward to tonight's game.
Well, looking forward to tonight's game. Copenhagen, Bayern Munich. Would that be an easy ride for the Bavarians playing away from home?
Well, you do know that, Bayern Munich as well, and haven't been, doing, badly at all. And I do think that there is a sense in which that game will go, to Bayern Munich, indeed.
Lens, Arsenal.
Well, on Arsenal, well, that's also a game.
Partey is back.
Yeah, Partey is back, and there are quite a number of players to go to look at for in that game. Odegaard, Rice, Vera, Trossard, Nketiah, Jesus, in that game versus Lens. And on the Lens side, there are also a number of players to go to look at for Samba, Gradate, Frankowski, Sotaka. These are players to look out for. And the Lens side, they haven't really been doing, pretty well. It was just last weekend that they had their back-to-back wins. But in all competitions, they have won 2 games, drawn 1 and lost 2. And Arsenal have not been beaten this season at all. And so there is a sense in which
9 games unbeaten.
Absolutely, there is a sense in which you say they have been in perils this season. So it will be very difficult and hard to see how Lens, of course, will upset Arsenal.
Sevilla, PSV Eindhoven. PSV playing at home.
Sevilla, well, Sevilla, you do know, Sevilla, they are an attacking side, and of course there is a sense in which I like the attacking and the verve, the way they attack the ball. We saw what they did against Barcelona during last weekend. Barcelona found it very difficult indeed to beat them. So many chances that they had, but unfortunately, sometimes when you play football, sometimes you have luck. Other times, it doesn't go your side, and they lost that game, 1-0, to Barcelona. So I do think that Sevilla is going to, do it against PSV. Eindhoven, even though that, Eindhoven are going to be at home.
Union Berlin of Germany against Braga.
Well, Union Berlin on both sides, I want to believe that Union Berlin, it will be a side, that will, of course, they are at home. You must understand they have the advantage, as well, at home. They will have the home crowd, of course, behind them. So that will push them. And, for Braga, I do think that they will also give a fight and not, just lie, down, for them to be beaten there.
Now, people say this is the star match, Napoli-Real Madrid.
Well, Napoli-Real Madrid is a tough one, no doubt at all, even though that, Real Madrid, have won, 4 times in their meeting with, Napoli. But again, Napoli, you cannot say, they are not, doing well in this period. I just hope, that what has happened, within the team does not create some sort of distraction, as they take on, Madrid. Madrid is a side, that have won, 7 out of 8, previous, games. And, Napoli have also won all straight, 4, games. So there is a sense in which we're looking at a very, tough game, tonight. And Osimhen, our own Osimhen, is also going to be in the attack, for Napoli. And we do remember, full well Osimhen during the weekend, did say that, look, let's put aside, all of these, drama, of course, relating to the offensive, social media post. And he called, for unity among the, teammates. So I do hope, and we also remember full well that even after the incident, he scored. But, we are humans. He still, felt a bit of that and refusing to celebrate, all right? But again, the teammates rallied him, and the captain of the side, and the rest of the teammates, have also, said, we need to come together, you understand? So I do hope that will not create any form of, distraction when they take on Real Madrid.
Well, this is a huge talking point, Napoli, Real Madrid, and right now being joined by a FIFA intermediary and also a former Super Eagles player. I'm talking about Benny Toro, a FIFA intermediary, Sam Soje, former Super Eagles player. They'll be joining us via Zoom to take a look at games to be played later tonight in the UEFA Champions League. Ben, you're joining us all the way from Turin. That's where you have the home ground of Juventus Football Club. It's nice to have you on the show, Benny Toro. Well, I understand that Ben will indeed join us at the right time, and also Sam Soje. They will be joining us to indeed take a look at what to expect in the Champions League later tonight. But some of the opinion that Victor Osimhen should probably have taken a decision on maybe leaving Napoli Football Club, not trying to add any form of emotions, but to make a serious statement when it comes to racial abuse. From what we've experienced in the Serie A, Samuel Eto'o suffered from that. At some point in time, tried walking off the pitch. Matt Balotelli also suffered from that. And it seems FIFA and UEFA are struggling to indeed fight this battle.
Well, racism has been with man for as long as, it's a primordial thing. And it's not going to stop now. That's the reality. It's not going to stop now. But again, going back to Siemens situation, unfortunately over the weekend, Napoli, they
made an official statement.
Napoli put out a statement, saying that they didn't mean, to create some sort of, buzz around it the way that it had happened. But even though that people took it the way that they did, they will not, however, apologize, to the player. But I hold the view that was wrong on their part. And of course, that led to the resignation of their social media, executive, because it's condemnable, what really happened. Because it appeared like a racial, slur, and I want to believe that they needed to apologize, to Osimhen, to move forward. But again, if your team, if your club, your employer, does not, recognize that you they have caused you an offense, and then they will need to apologize to you. If they do not recognize that, and I think that there's a problem. Osimhen, of course, will need to reconsider his future at Napoli.
Well, interesting. I'm still talking about fixtures of games to be played in the UEFA Champions League later tonight, and beyond that of Napoli, Real Madrid, which is indeed the star match of the day. A lot of matches, as far as the glamorous UEFA Champions League is concerned. But taking a look at the situation at this point, let's take a look at what to expect. Inter finalists from last season against Benfica, a Portuguese side.
Inter Milan, of course, you remember, they were in the final of, last season Champions League. Unfortunately, they lost, that game. But of course, in that game, you could see that, yes, they gave it their all. We didn't expect, them to, of course, give that sort of fight that they did in the final game. But, they did so well, in that game. And it's not the first time both sides are meeting with, of course, Benfica. Benfica is not also... is a top Portuguese side, and you also remember full well that they've always had a presence in the Champions League, game until this moment. So I do hope that Benfica may find it very difficult to cause an upset, of course, at the San Siro. That's what I do think. Inter Milan, at the end of the day, I do think will win the game, with a narrow margin.
Okay, at this point, let's join Benny Toro from Turin, Sam Soje, who joins us from London. Well, Ben, if you can hear me, it's nice to have you on the show. Sam, it's nice to have you on the show too. A double-header, no doubt.
Yeah, thank you very much. I can hear you and I can see my brother, Sam Soje. Thank you very much. It's good to be on the show.
Okay, it's nice to have a double-header. Well, Ben, let me come to you. You are in Turin. You've just arrived the home ground of Juventus Football Club. And the talk of tonight's match, indeed, in Italy has got to be the visit of the Los Blancos, the biggest football club as far as Europe is concerned, especially when you talk about the UEFA Champions League. And now, the situation involving Osimhen. Osimhen says, let bygone be bygone. But some are of the opinion that since FIFA and UEFA are struggling to indeed fight the battle against racial abuse when it comes to footballers across the world, probably Osimhen should have made a statement by walking away from Napoli Football Club. What's your take? Ben.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Ben, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm clearly with you.
So I'm asking, do you agree with those who say that Victor Osimhen should take a walk and leave Napoli Football Club in the future because of the distraction from the racial abuse he suffered from the football club by making a statement since FIFA and UEFA are indeed struggling to indeed battle the issue of racial abuse when it comes to footballers across the world?
Yeah, it's a very sensitive one. The abuse that clearly happened to Victor Osimhen, but you should know something about Osimhen and Napoli. The people love him. The city love him. And the football club also love him. But I think this is a problem where the club should come in because it's a problem from the social media aspect of the club, which is unmitigated and it's not well or fully controlled by the hierarchy of the club. And this has caused them a very big one with Osimhen. That's why Osimhen was willing to release a statement that he let bygone be bygone because he knows he didn't come from the hierarchy of the club. The club social media arm is a very small arm. I think they should not take a better look at them and at what they do, from now going forward because it has caused a lot of disharmony, so to speak, not just in the club, in the country and Europe or the world at wide.
Well, Sam Soje, let me come to you. Sam, you played football to the highest level. You played and experienced different home grounds in England from Elland Road. And I know when you play at Elland Road, that is Leeds United, automatically you are a rival to one of the biggest club sides in world football, Manchester United. Those fans don't see eye to eye. You've played at the Altons, home ground of West Bromwich Albion, and the likes. But my question is this: have you ever suffered any form of racial abuse while playing football?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It has always been the issue of playing football abroad, regardless of you being British or not. You're black, you're black. But it's something that we try and manage. Every player has suffered it. I've suffered it so many times from home fans, from my own fans. So yeah, I have suffered a lot of racial abuse, and it's just sad that we're still talking about it come 2023.
Do you think the Federation of International Football Association can actually give this a big fight? Some have talked about deducting points. It is not happening. And club sides and fans, players somehow get away with this. Do you think they are doing enough?
No, listen, my opinion is not a football problem. It's a national problem. You know, it's more than football. It's not a football problem. We have a problem in every country. So if you're trying to get footballers or football hierarchy to stop it, it's going to be hard. Until we stop being, racially abused in other countries, it's not just a sporting problem; it's a society problem.
Now, let's take a look at them games lined up tonight in the Champions League. Two teams from England, Manchester United, Arsenal in action. For Arsenal, Partey is back. For Manchester United, Anthony is back with all the allegation, coming from his ex-girlfriend, distraction off the pitch. Do you think he will be able to indeed give 100% on the field of play?
He will, but the whole problem that they have it as a club, so they'll help them. So he will play well, but that's not the case. The case now is about the whole season. I think they're having a terrible start. I think that's
Well, Sam Soje there, former Super Eagles defender. It's a live situation and indeed a trying. Okay, Sam, if you can hear me, kindly unmute. Okay, I can hear you, Sam. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he will play well, but I think Man United have to get it out together and try and handle things behind closed doors because they're struggling. They're struggling to try and get the club together. But when it comes to the game today, I'm feeling that playing at Old Trafford, they'll get upper hand.
Wilfred Zaha, one could say Zaha is coming back home. The last player signed by Sir Alex Ferguson. But unfortunately, he didn't get the time needed on the field of play to showcase, the talent he's made of. But today, he's with Galatasaray, and it's like a homecoming for Wilfred.
Yeah, like he said in his interview, I think he doesn't bother him at all. He didn't spend too much time in Man United. But yeah, he's coming home, but he's coming to England as well. But he has done well for himself. He's a very good player, and he's going to be a big threat to the game. And I think he'll play well. It's always nice to come back to England and play against your hometown, and hopefully he does well. But it's going to be a tough game for them. So hopefully he does well.
Sam, I'll be coming back to you. Two more questions, for you, not for the Champions League. I'll be coming to the Premier League where Modric scored his first goal. And also the behind the scene and the embarrassing situation we've seen from VAR. The Premier League is said to be the biggest, or arguably the biggest football club in the world. And every weekend, when we get to see some form of apologies, from the Premier League because of controversial goals, good goals being disallowed by referees, VAR, and all that. And questions are being asked. I recall in 1999, where a match was replayed. Sheffield United, Arsenal Football Club. The then Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger felt the goal was controversial and he felt, come on, let this game be replayed. Can we see that in recent years? But I'll be coming back to you. Let me go straight to Benny Toro. Ben, Inter Milan are playing later tonight. They are playing at the San Siro, and they were indeed the finalists from last season's Champions League, this time against Benfica. All 3 points, is it right for Inter?
Yes, the Nerazzurri have made a very good run last season in the Champions League, in the Premier competition in Italy. And I think they can go for all 3 points. Don't forget, the squad is more robust. If you look at it, after Lukaku left, they got more options. You have Alexis Sanchez, who came back into the squad, and you have a Cuadrado from Juve. So the squad is more robust, and they have better reserves to take on any team. So I give Inter Milan internationally to take this win, even though Benfica is doing well and bringing it back the old horse. So Stadio de Luz, that's talking about Di Maria, Angel Di Maria, who came back, you know.
All right, Benny Toro, I must say very big thank you. Let me come back to Sam Soje, as we did go straight to the Chelsea game played last night. It was a London derby. And if you can hear me at this point in time, Sam Soje, Mudryk scored his first goal for Chelsea Football Club. Last night against Fulham, it was in a derby game. Better late than never?
No, yeah, I'm happy for him because he has he's been playing so well. Just haven't scored the goal, but we're happy he scored the last game. But yeah, you know, when you sign for a new club, you want to get early goal to kickstart your career. But yeah, he's done that now. And I think going forward, he's a very good player, quick, and he's got eye for goal. So yeah, I think he will come good for Chelsea.
Well, I hope my producer will indeed let us see what that goal was like. Chelsea fans indeed want to see Mudryk's goal and all that. And do you think going forward, this will help Mudryk and Chelsea Football Club all together?
Yeah, you know, they've not had the best start of the season. I think they need to get themselves together and start winning games, and they will only get better when they win games. And I think they just got the turn of the coin, and winning last game has done them well. So going forward, I think they have to really start winning games. If not, it will be a bad season for them.
Now, let's go to Anfield and then also White Hart Lane, where we experienced the big game from last weekend, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool Football Club. And a good goal was scored. The referee, the linesman, and even VAR officials all agreed that it was offside, despite being a good goal. And one way or the other, questions, are being asked if the mistake we see every weekend and the errors, from VAR, from the officiating referees and all that is not intentional. Are they human errors? And to this end, Liverpool have made a formal request to receive the recording between officials of VAR and the central referee, in their case for what they describe as a good goal.
Yeah, with what's going on now in football, I don't even know what to say. It was clear on the day. I think when they checked the VAR, it went so quick, and I was surprised that they said it wasn't a goal. So I don't know what to say at the moment because we're all confused. And with VAR, you're meant to get them decisions right, and they still getting all the stuff wrong. And we just have to question what they're trying to do, or is this intentional, or what's going on in football. But yeah, they have to get it right because the Premier League have had a really great reputation. But right now, with what's going on, it's looking really bad for them. But I think they have to look into it because it's not looking good.
All right, Sam Soje, I must indeed say a very big thank you for indeed finding out time to talk to us on the show. But like I said, Sam, do we have any hope of seeing any form of replay from all these errors in the future? Like I said, in 1999, former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger felt his team won with a controversial goal. and he said, Sheffield, let's indeed have a replay. And that's what some will say or describe as the spirit of sportsmanship. But today, they say football is big business. And do you see that happening in today's football?
I don't see it happening, but I think that's only fair. It's big business, but at the same time, these are people's job. I think a replay will be fair, but I don't see that happening at all.
Sam Soji, many thanks for indeed talking to us on the show. Before we indeed bring to you highlights from the Italian Serie A, 1999 was a talking point.
Yes, absolutely, Ian. As a matter of fact, the introduction of VAR was essentially meant to eliminate all of these kind of errors, because it's a hawk-eyed technology that we all thought would eliminate all of these errors. But unfortunately, that's not what we are seeing at the moment.
The hawk-eyed technology has failed.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that what you're saying?
Yes, it's failing. It's failing as it is at the moment. And I do think that what is fair has to be done, because the integrity of the sport, all right, is becoming questionable at the moment. And what
Liverpool have started.
Absolutely. They have started it.
Ikechukwu Bieno for being a part of the show. Let's